Welcome back to the channel. We're still in earnings season. Coinbase and Etsy declared their earnings and they both beat earnings and revenue. Etsy saw shares soared as much as 18%, while that of Coinbase saw as much as 3%. Coinbase beat its earnings and revenue. The earnings was $3.32 versus what was expected was $1.85. The revenue is 2.5 billion. The estimate was 1.9 billion. The monthly transaction user jumped to 11.4 million. The estimate was 7.4 million. Net income actually doubled to about 840 million compared to the last quarter. For Etsy earnings was $1.1. The estimate was 0.79. The revenue was 717 million, while the estimate was 685 million. 96.3 million active buyers on Etsy. That's compared to 95.6 active buyer. The stock actually surged as much as 18% on the news. The guidance wasn't that impressive, but investors are actually okay with the fact that it beats revenue and the earnings.
So we are looking at Etsy on Yahoo Finance. The previous close was 128.16. That was on Friday. That was on Thursday. Sorry about that. The current price is 148. The market cap is 18.9 billion. The PE ratio is 43 and the EPS is $3.40. Now, not paying dividend at the moment. So let's have a look at the financials. On the financial, we start with the income statement for 20. This is the last 3 years. 2018, we have a 603 million, 818 million, 1.7 billion. It shows that the revenue is growing. That's what you like to see. And here is already 2.2 billion for the 2021. Now, let's go on to cash flow. Okay, the cash flow is available. So you can see for the cash flow, what we need to see here is the total free cash flow, and the total free cash flow they have is 581 million. You see, from 142, 140, 189, 670. It shows that their cash flow is actually growing as well. So 581. Let's go back to the balance sheet. We should be able to see that now. Hopefully. Okay, good. On the balance sheet, what we need to see is the total liability. The total liability is 1.6 billion. Is that right? 1.6 billion. So 1.6 billion, and their free cash flow is over 600 million, which shows that in 2 years they should be able to pay their total liability with the amount of cash they have in their cash flow. Let's have a look at Coinbase. Coinbase is relatively new. The IPO was about 2 years ago or so. But let's have a look at some other fundamental information that has to do with Coinbase. The market cap is 46 billion. The P ratio is 12.20. The EPS is 14.49. The earnings date, that was last week. Not paying dividend at the moment. Let's have a look at their financials. Even though I said they are relatively new, we won't see a lot on their financial, but at least we can see the little that they have done in the last 2 years. Total revenue You can see from 2019, 533 million. Here is 1.2 billion. And at the moment, they are doing about 5.9 billion. Let's have a look at their balance sheet. On the balance sheet for the last 2 years, you can see their total liability is over 4 billion. Total liability. Let's have a look at the amount they have as free cash flow, the amount they can use to do absolutely anything. They can do buyback, they can do whatever that is within their coffee to do. 9.8 9.8 billion. So they have about 9.8 billion, and their total liability is, let's go back to their balance sheet to see their total liability again so that we'll not check it. The total liability is 4.3 billion. So they can actually pay their debt within 2 years, with the amount of cash flow they have. You know, Coinbase is, I'm not surprised they're very liquidity. It has to do with Bitcoin, cryptocurrency wallet. So, and it's a sector that is really booming. So let's have a look. Let's move on to the Momo chart to see price action.
Looking at the daily chart for Etsy. On the daily chart, we can see that this is a bullish reversal and this is an hammer that confirms it even on a daily chart. It was also trending down. Just let me start with this. We can see that it was trending down. This could just be due to the same correction that we have seen. However, you can see that the hammer is actually sitting on a 20-day moving average as support on a daily chart. Let's have a look at it on a weekly chart. On a weekly chart, you can see immediately here, I can point to the resistance here. This resistance is significant. It has held before uh, so many times. Yeah, but it is sitting on 200-day moving average as support on a weekly chart. But you can see this is a bullish reversal. So it is not as if this stock was actually trending down. Maybe it was due to the correction that we have seen, because you can see that on a on a weekly chart, it was actually trending up to before the correction. So you can see it was trending up here before the recent correction, which most stocks were, were were actually doing the same. Um, and you can see the resistance here is actually holding. See one here. So this is on a weekly chart for Etsy. So we're we're expecting a bullish run here. Let's go back to daily chart. On the daily chart, we are trading on 20-day moving average, but we're still below 50-day and 20-day moving, 50-day moving average. So let's go back to Coinbase. Let's have a look at Coinbase, what Coinbase is doing. Coinbase, wow, it is a resistance here, support resistance. This was a low that was tested, Thursday, and we can see a bullish reversal. This is a daily chart. However, on Coinbase, what we are seeing here, even though it's red, it's like an armor, so it's a bullish reversal. But you can see there's a jump here as well. Let me draw the resistance here. This stock might still quite spend some time around there, except there's it's it's more of like a cryptocurrency um, index in a way. I mean, it monitors it it has to do with more with cryptocurrency movement. And cryptocurrencies are actually down now due to the same, I wouldn't say correction, but inflation and rate hike that we're looking at in the Fed. So let's have a look at it on a weekly chart. Coinbase is relatively new stock, so I mean the IPO was like 2 years ago or so. So you can imagine it's not a lot you can see for it. Here is support. It's sitting on a support here, but it's actually trending down. Cryptocurrencies are of recent they have been trending down from January. Doing almost the same thing with equity. Yeah, you can see that. So it's sitting on a support now. This is on a weekly chart. Let's go back to daily chart. So on a daily chart, yeah, let me take away this. On a daily chart, we're still trading below 20-day moving average. Yeah, for I don't have either of the two stocks on my portfolio, and I'm not even looking at, for me, anything that has to do with cryptocurrency, for now, I'm taking a pause. So you can understand.
We have seen the balance sheet. Coinbase is relatively new on, with on the chart. There's not a long history of, it actually came to market some was it 2 or 3 years ago, but it's a Bitcoin wallet company. Is a company that you can use to play the Bitcoin boom. In case you don't want to put your money directly on Bitcoin, Coinbase is a very good way to play cryptocurrency. And for Etsy, digital trading platform, they're doing good, but be careful, guys. Before you add any of these stocks to your portfolio, do your valuation. Make sure they are good for your portfolio. Don't just buy stocks because you watch a video on YouTube, somebody says they are good. No, I don't have them in my portfolio, and I don't plan to add any of them for now. Thank you for watching this channel. Thank you for standing by. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. We will continue to produce content that will support your investment journey. Thank you.